Hello, this is Mimitos and I am getting ready for our next Unicorn University video, the Firefly Festival. I have so much to do even before we record the video. I have an inspiration board, a couple, that I'm using to get my ideas, to set a plan of action, so I know what to do. Of course, my first inspiration, since this is a Firefly Festival, is a firefly. But I also love the colors and the flowers and the scenery of Tinkerbell. So she's also my inspiration. Looking through the internet, I found different crafts, I found different dresses that I want to replicate, but let's go step by step. So Tinkerbell is my inspiration. I want to make a dress that resembles a fairy, even though it's a Firefly Festival. That way you can also use this for a party if you're planning to have like an enchanted garden party or forest or fairy. So I'm going to be working on the dress today. And also I need to do their slippers or sandals with flowers. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can see all the videos we make. It really encourages us when we get new subscribers and we get a second wind to make more videos. I am going to be working right now on the girl's outfit based on our inspiration dress. And I got, of course, they need their sandals, and I'm going to be sewing flowers so they look a little bit cuter. These I got at the dollar store. I bought them the same top. It was very cute. I love this kind of green. It's very fairy-like. And I'm going to be working today on the pink skirt. It's going to be done the same way, the same manner as I'm going to be doing the turquoise dress slash skirt for the girls. Actually, you don't need to know how to sew, because with this tape, this is called, I think it's a mesh tape, and they have them in different colors. All you need to do is to measure your little one's waist, and then with a needle and a thread you sew the ends, and you have your little skirt band to attach the rest of the fabric. I am blessed enough that my mom knows how to sew, and I decided to do a skirt underneath. So when the girls are running or playing, the tulle that this is going to have doesn't get stuck on their legs. So to do the skirt, you will need your tulle, you will need your mesh fabric. In this case, I have it sewn into a skirt. And what I like to use, instead of measuring each strand and cutting one by one, what I do is I use you can do this from cardboard. I have a white foam, piece of foam. So what I did is I measured the length of the skirt. It's almost 20 inches. So I made this into 20 inches. And what I'm going to do is use the cardboard. So I put tape at the end. And I will not need it today to tape. I usually do one more thing. This is the bottom part where it's already cut, because that's when I'm starting. I'm marking this end because as I am folding, sometimes you cannot see the tape anymore. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to cut it at the end. So that's going to give me one 40-inch strip of tulle so I can use it on the skirt. And I'm going to show you what I do with it. The reason why I put a tape in the end, on this end as well, if you're using blue, and I did a big dress one that requires, I think, 80 or 90 of these strips. At the end, sometimes you don't see it because the tulle is covering it. So just in case, I mark which end is the beginning, and you just count. Or if you add, in this case, I don't even need to count. I'm just gonna use the whole roll, and that way you don't have to cut one by one. This will take a little extra time, but it saves you so much time than cutting 10, 20 pieces of fabric or tool that you need at the end of the day. Once I completed the whole tool roll, I'm gonna cut the excess. So this is what I mark. I mean, you can kind of see it on the hot pink. You can still see the tape. This is where you started. But again, with the blue, sometimes you don't see it that well. This is the end I'm gonna cut. I only want one end to be cut. And I'll show you why. And you can hear the footsteps of my little Chihuahua. We have wood floor, and we can hear them throughout the house. Hey boy, how are you, sweetie? So I'm cutting. Okay. So now, I think if I calculated well, I have 10, at least 8 or 10 of this. I need one more roll of the hot pink, so I'm going to be doing the same thing again. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the third time with a lighter pink. I love how the two different colors look. Sometimes you can do even 3 colors, or if you want to do like a rainbow. If you're doing a Halloween costume, you can use this. It's such an easy system. And I'll show you right now how easy it is, even if you don't have a sewing machine or all you have is a needle and thread, you can still have a beautiful skirt. Now that I have all my pieces ready, I'm going to start assembling them. I have my hot pink, my light pink, and glitter all over the house. I have a mannequin, but instead of using a mannequin, I like to use a lamp with a lampshade because it's much easier to turn a lampshade than an entire mannequin. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to put the skirt in here. Okay, so the way you do this, let me move this back a little bit. You get your strand of tulle, you fold it in half, and then you're gonna put your finger there because it's gonna be a loop that you're gonna make and put through the fabric. So let me bring this back here. A little bit closer so you can see it better. Okay. So I already put one. This is gonna be my middle. And everything that I do now is gonna be facing this way on this side and facing the middle on this side. So I need 2 little openings, 2 little holes to do one strand of fabric folded in half. And I'm gonna pass that loop that I made with my, not a loop, but it's just half of the top half of the folded fabric. And now I'm gonna put the rest of the fabric through that loop. Careful that you don't get by mistake, especially if it's the same color, one of the other strands of fabric, tulle, whatever you're doing. So I put that underneath, or you can do it on the top, but I like to do it underneath. Again, and pull. When you pull, try to pull both ends at the same time so it's even at the end, the bottom of the skirt. Now, if you want different lengths, then you can pull one more than the other. That way, one end will be longer, and I'll show you later on because I do want that effect. Let me do the other side. I like to work that way. Some people will complete half of the skirt and then go the other way. It saves you time because you gotta go back and forth. But again, that's what I like the lamp, because you just move it around. I need 2 openings. Now this is the opening for the last one. So I'm gonna start with this one, and I'm gonna face it towards the middle. Again, towards the center. And now I put these 2 ends through there. as I am working towards the back of the skirt, I want to have different lengths, just as the inspiration dress had different lengths. One way of doing that is cutting longer strands, of course, instead of 20 inches, maybe 22, 24. The other way is, instead of folding it in half, I'm gonna fold one way, I'm gonna fold it in a way that I'm gonna have a shorter end in one side and the other one is gonna be a little bit longer. And you proceed to do that same as you did before. Now remember, this is tulle, so if you pull too hard, it's going to rip. So you don't want your fabric, after you did all that work, to rip apart, to break. How do I know? Because I just did that. So just be careful. Oh my goodness, I'm full in glitter. This is the skirt, and now I need just finishing touches and then start sewing some flowers. And at this point I do like to use the mannequin because this is the closest I'll get to a little girl or an 8-year-old that after 5 minutes is too long for them. And at this point, since I'm sewing flowers and taking things, moving things around and adding things, it's a good time to be quiet. It's a good time to be listening to your favorite music, get creative, get more inspiration, look back at your inspiration board. This is a good time to listen to your favorite music, get a cup of tea or iced tea, and get creative, adding flowers, looking back at the inspiration dress and see what works, what doesn't work. Remember, after all, this is gonna be actually worn by a little girl, 8-year-old, that would like to run and skip and jump. And so I gotta attach things very securely, and at the same time they had to look nice. So this is when I get to be creative, which I love.